Hello children, today I am going to revise Geography chapter 1 Resources. What is meant by resources? Anything that can be satisfied a need. For example, I feel thirsty, I want to drink water. So water is fulfilling my need. So water is a resources. If we want to go to temple, we are using some kind of vehicle. So that vehicle are resources. So we want to eat some snacks. For that we are using vegetables. So those vegetables are resources. So water, vegetables, vehicles have something in common. They have all been used by us. So they have a utility. So utility or usability is what makes an object or substance a resources. So all the resources have some value. So the value means here worth economical value. So for example, gold, it has a economical value. So resources have value. Next, let us see the types of resources. Resources are different types. Let us see one by one. First one is natural resources. Natural resources which can be get from nature without any modification. So on the basis of level of development, natural resources again divided into actual and potential. Actual resources. Actual resources are those whose quantity is known, but these resources are being used in present. For example, Ruhr region coal in Germany. The next one is a potential resources. Potential resources are those whose entire quantity may not be known, but these are not being used at present. That is called a potential. For example, uranium in Ladakh, we know, but that could be used only in future. The next one is based on origin. Two types, abiotic and biotic. Abiotic resources are non-living thing. Biotic means a living thing. For example, soil, rocks and minerals are abiotic. Plants and animals are biotic. The next one is on the basis of stock. It has two types, renewable and non-renewable. Renewable means which we get renewed or replenished quickly. But these are unlimited, not affected by human activities. For example, solar. Next one is a non-renewable. It is limited in stock. Once stocks are exhausted, it takes thousands of years to be renewed. For example, coal. Next types of resources on the basis of distribution. It has two types, ubiquitous or localized. Ubiquitous, that is resources that are found everywhere. Air. Wherever we are going, we are breathing. That is air. That is ubiquitous. Localized means found only in certain places. Take for example minerals some types of minerals placed in particular places. For example, copper, iron, gold. These are localized. So these are the different types of resources. The next one. Next type of resources, human-made resources. So human-made resources, which is those resources which is made by the human. For example, building, road, these are all made by machineries, vehicles, these are all made by the human. So here people use natural resources to construct everything. So main thing is people used is technology. Next type of resources is human resources. Third type of resources. So human resources are nothing but people. So people are human resources. The education and health help in making a people more valuable resources. So these are the different types of resources. Next one is conserving resources. How to conserve resources? Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. So next one is a sustainable development. So we need to use resources. At the same time, we have to conserve them for the future. So we have to keep in mind that we have to conserve for our future generation. That is called as sustainable development. So these are all the important concepts in this chapter. Resources meaning types of resources, natural resources, human-made resources, human resources, and conserving resources. Sustainable development. Sustainable development has some principles. Let us see what are they. Respect and care for all the forms of life. Improve the quality of human life. Conserve the earth's diversity. Minimize the depletion of natural resources. Enable communities to care for their own environment. So these are the principles of sustainable development. Next chapter, land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. So different parts of world lead very different lives. So these differences brings the quality of land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. So let us see one by one. First one is land. So land is the most important natural resources. It covers about 30% of total area of Earth's surface. So some uneven distribution of population in different parts of the world due to some varied characteristics of land and climate. So different types of land, that is mountain, desert, thick forest, based upon some characteristics, its formation is also varying. Next one is the land use. Land is used for different purposes such as agriculture, forestry, mining, building houses, roads and industries. So this is commonly termed as a land use. So the use of land is determined by physical factors, topographic, soil, climate, minerals and availability of water. Next one is the types of land. land is classified as private land and community land. So the land is on the basis of private ownership, that is owned by individual, is a private land. So the land is used common purposes. For example, a collection of fodder, fruits, nuts, or medicinal herbs. So this is a community land or common property resources. Next, soil. Thin layer of grainy substance covering the surface of the earth is called soil. So which is made up of organic matter, minerals and weathered rocks found on the earth. So let us see the factors of formation. So major factors of soil formation are parent rock, relief, climate, flora, fauna, and time taken for the composition of soil formation. These are the factors of soil formation. The next one is a soil conservation measures. Let us see one by one. First one is a mulching. So due to some soil erosion, depletion, some major threats happening to the soil resources also. So some of the factors that lead to soil degradation or deforestation, overgrazing, overuse of chemical fertilizer or pesticide. So we have some of the methods to conserve soil. Let us see one by one. First one is a mulching. Mulching means a bare ground between plants is covered with a layer of organic matters like a straw. It helps to retain soil moisture. Next one is a counter barriers like stones, grass, soil are used to build barriers along counters. That is a counter barriers. Third one is a rock dam. Rocks are piled up to slow down the flow of water. So it prevents some gullies, some further soil loss. Next one is a terrace forming. Broad flat steps or terraces are made on the steep slope so that flat surface available to grow crops. It also used to reduce soil erosion. The next one is a intercropping. Different crops are grown in alternate rows and are sown at different times to protect the soil from rainwash. Counter ploughing. Ploughing parallel to the counter of a hill slope to form a natural barrier for water to flow down the slope. The next one is a shelter belt. Mainly in coastal area and dry regions, rows of trees are planted to check the wind movement to protect soil covers. So these are the various methods to conserve soil. Water. Water is a renewable resources. So 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered with water, so that it is called as a water planet. So only 1% of fresh water is available and fit for human use. It is also found as groundwater, as surface water in rivers and lakes, and so fresh water is the most precious substance on earth. Next one is how to conserve water resources. So there are also some steps to conserving the water resources. So water is a renewable resources. Sometimes it is overuses and the pollution make it unfit for the uses. Then sometimes the industrial discharges that is untreated not properly. So these are also not fit for human uses. So there are some methods to conserve water. Water harvesting. This is the best way, and rainwater harvesting also. Next one is drip irrigation and a canal. So canal used for irrigating field that should be properly lined to minimize losses by water seepage. Next one is sprinklers. It is effective method to irrigate water. It is also used to checking water losses through seepage and evaporation. So these are the various methods to conserve water. Next, natural vegetation and wildlife. So natural vegetation and wildlife are valuable resources. Plant provides us timber, gives shelter to animals and produce oxygen we breathe. So it also protects the soil to grow essential crops. So these are all valuable resources. The next one is how to conserve natural resources. So forest, that is also very wealth. So forests are our wealth, we can tell. So sometimes the changes of climate and human interferences can also cause the losses of natural habitats for plants and animals also. So and some human interference, deforestation, soil erosion, construction activities, forest fires, natural calamities are also causes of forest, causes of natural vegetation and wildlife. So the government have also taken steps to conserve natural vegetation and wildlife. That is awareness program, social forestry and Vanamahotsava should be encouraged at the regional and community level. Even school children should also be encouraged to watch animals, visit natural camps so that they can appreciate the habitat of varied species. The next one is the international convention sites has been established to protect the several species of the animals and birds, in which it prohibited to trading of animals and birds. So the conservation of plants and animals is an ethical duty of our citizen. So CITES is an international agreement between a government. It is ensuring that international trade in specimens of wildlife and also plant that should not threaten their survival. That's all about CITES. So in this chapter we have seen both land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife. These are all important topic in this chapter.